As the battle for Berlin wages on, I want to take a second to focus on one of the players that has proven to be one of the staple players of North American Valorant, and he's still in high school. I sat down with XSET Zekken just before the beginning of the NA playoff bracket to discuss his rise to the ranks of North American Valorant, his joining of a Tier 1 org in XSET, and his chances of making it to Berlin. Welcome to another episode of Off the Dome. My name is Dominic, and today we're talking with Zekken.
Find a second. Zekken in the corner. No one's seen him. He doubles up. I don't see him really have the right gear for it. Going to scout out 10, so this has to come through quickly.
While the age of the average esports competitor is between the ages of 20 and 22, the age of the average gamer is getting lower and lower every year. Especially with games like Roblox, Minecraft, and Fortnite, kids are picking up multiplayer video games at a young age. For Valorant, the minimum age requirement for competing at a Riot-sanctioned event is 16, which seems like a young age. What 16-year-old is going to be that good at Valorant? Zekken is a 16-year-old Tier 1 Valorant player for XSET. Like many kids his age, Zekken grew up playing video games with his friends, climbing ladders for fun, but who knew it would lead to a competitive career?
When I was like 13, I was really into Super Smash Bros. Melee, and there was a tournament at a college like near my house, and I went to that tournament and I got rolled, but it was really cool because apart from the Smash and like me getting destroyed, there was an Overwatch tournament where they had like players on a stage, and that was my first experience like watching, and I thought that was really cool and I wanted to do it.
Zekken started off his competitive career in Valorant, but learned a lot of his skills from CSGO.
I was decent at CSGO when I was a lot younger, but I was never old enough to like try out for teams or anything, so Valorant was like my first experience playing on a team and playing competitively. Yeah, no, CS was my first experience with like sort of ranked and stuff. I peaked at Legendary Eagle, and then after that I started playing Face It, and then I hit Face It level 10, and that was kind of like my peak, like the best I ever got at that game.
He played on a number of teams before his major stint on Noble.
I think I just played a lot of tournaments and got a lot of experience early, because I've been trying to like be on teams and play competitively since like beta. So I guess just getting in early was what gave me an advantage compared to like other players my age.
On Noble, he had a number of notable wins, such as E United, Knights, Complexity, and even Luminosity Gaming. Going into Stage 3, he had a big opportunity, as a lot of Tier 1 teams were looking for new players, and he was a prime candidate.
That with XSET, I liked the environment they had. Like when I was playing scrims with them, I liked the sort of like energy of the team, and I felt that XSET had like the highest potential of all the teams that I was trialing with, so it made me choose them.
He finally sided on XSET, one of the rising stars of Valorant, looking really good in Stage 2 but just falling short of the playoff bracket. With Zekken and Death in Stage 3, XSET looked amazing. In the open bracket, they beat Dark Zero and Rise to make it to closed, and then in closed, beat 100 Thieves and took an impressive set off the Sentinels, the reigning world champions, to place second at the tournament.
It feels really good to be able to just sort of join and play our first tournament and have such a high level of success already, and it was really good for our confidence and my confidence to be able to just come in and compete against the best and be on that level. On my previous teams, beating Sentinels, or not beating Sentinels, but playing Sentinels, it always felt like they were just a level above, and they were always just like one step ahead every time. They were always just that much better. But with XSET now, playing them, it feels like they're more human and they're beatable, and like it feels like no one's invincible, I guess.
XSET qualified for the playoff bracket and needs to place top 3 if they want to make it to Berlin.
In terms of like North America, I could like confidently say that we're in the like top 5 area, that we can consistently be top 5 team in North America.
Are you thinking you're going to Berlin?
Yeah. I think we have pretty good chances if we play the way that we were playing for the qualifier. Then I think we have a pretty good shot at making it.
Outside of competitive gaming, Zekken is just a normal kid. He has to manage his school with extracurriculars while still finding time to play games with his friends.
I played mostly when COVID started, so I haven't really been in school since I started playing competitively. It's all been online, so I think it's going to be sort of harder when I go back in person to school. It'll be a little more difficult to sort of juggle the workload and like practice, but I think I'll handle it. It'll be fun. I'd say I had a good like couple hours or like hour or a couple hours of free time to myself every day. At the start, at like beta, me and my friend were on the same team, except I was on the A team and he was on like the B team. So that was a lot of fun. But nowadays, I think the highest rank some of my friends are like diamond, so they're still pretty good. But I don't think any of them are like at immortal or they're that type of level. I used to grind Rocket League a lot in my free time, but I don't really do that too much anymore. But just sort of whatever my friends want to play. It's just a fun time.
With online school due to COVID, scheduling was a lot easier, but going back in person, having 7-hour days at school, going back and scheduling and still finding time is very difficult and something that someone his age should not have to deal with. Luckily though, it seems like both XSET and his parents are very accepting of what he's doing.
My dad was always really supportive of it because he's a pretty big gamer himself. My mom wasn't too supportive. She wasn't the biggest fan of video games. But sort of when I got signed with Noble and more recently with XSET, she became a lot more supportive because she's like, I guess this is like a realistic thing that you can do, and it's not like something that's like a waste of time. I'm finishing high school, at least that's my like main priority, but then I might take like a gap year to just figure things out. But my backup plan is to go to college. Just like I haven't applied to any colleges yet, but I'll figure that out like this year, I guess. And my backup plan would just be to go to college.
After over just a year of competitive Valorant, we've seen the two forces of the competitive scene, being the more experienced esports competitive players, as well as the new young kids that are coming up in the scene. The logistics of young competitors will always be interesting, because in traditional sports, you don't often see a 16-year-old be a starting lineup on the Lakers. But with the esports meritocracy, you don't have to wait long for these young kids to prove themselves on a stage, and Zekken's a perfect example of this. What's your goal with playing Valorant? Do you want to like be the best team? You want to be the best player? What's your vision?
My vision is just try and become, or for the short term, is try and be the best team in North America, make it to Berlin, etc., etc. And then for the long term, just become one of the better teams in the world, and then try and be one of the better players in the world, and then eventually just start growing my stream. And I think that's like my long-term sort of goals.
He's got to go though. Finds the first, flashed up, he grabs the second, not gonna get the third! And XSET defeat 100 Thieves!
That's it for the video. It's pretty impromptu. I've had this interview for a while, but I've been very busy to release it. Thank you for Zekken for actually doing the interview with me. It was a great time. As well as if you want to see more content, more interviews, and more whatnot, please subscribe. It's free. You get a video in your inbox every once in a while. Not too bad. You can also follow me on Twitter and Discord if you want to. Discord, we can sit around and talk about esports. I'm actually doing a watch party for the games right now. Actually, I don't know if that's true or not. I might do a watch party for the games right now. Thank you again for watching. Have a good one. Peace.